welcome to Great Little Homestead. Today let's talk about dog treats. Of course I make my own. I always did. Before I got my freeze dryer I used the oven or dehydrator to make them last. But now with the freeze dryer I started freeze drying dog treats. And you can guess it, but she goes nuts for it. Seriously. So what do I use? For my raw dog treats, I use muscle meat, like heart and liver. I also use the lungs. And I have a butcher where I can get these parts. When we butcher our own animals, like chicken and rabbits, then I keep those parts as well, the hearts and the livers from them, and I freeze dry them as well, or use them in dog food as well. So I have a jar here. This is already freeze dried, and yeah, it's beef heart, and as you can see, they are really nice, crunchy, and you don't have to hydrate them. The dogs actually really like the crunch, and Pebble says wonderful. So let me show you how I do it. So today I'm gonna process beef heart. That's a chunk of it. That's not a full heart, just a chunk. And liver, lamb liver. So what I have to do first is to cut them in slices or cubes, trying to have them equal size. I didn't mean the size, I meant the thickness, of course. So, and since they are partially still frozen, it is really easy to do. So as you can see, I got them all sliced up, the heart and also the liver, but I sheeted. I used my meat slicer, so every piece has the same thickness, pretty much. Not all of them, but most. But I'm not quite done with slicing yet, because the beef heart has a lot of fat. And I need to get rid of the fat, because it will freeze dry, yes, but it will not store well. It will go rancid, and this is something I certainly don't want. So I cut off as much as I can from it, and I do not throw it out. I'm gonna keep it, because when I make dog food with lean meat, like rabbit for example, then I have to add fat, and then I'm gonna use this again. So it's not a waste, so I don't worry about it too much. Slicing off, because she's gonna get it eventually anyway. By the way, you can use any kind of meat, fish for example as well, and make treats from it. It is just perfect, and what I like the most about it is I 100% know what she gets. I know where the meat is coming from, I know there's nothing added, I don't want to. I just know what is going into it. And this doesn't apply only for my dog, it applies for ourselves as well. And this is one reason why we do what we do, and be more self-sufficient, have more control about our intake of food, instead of trusting big companies who are actually only after our money maybe. Well, it's a wild guess, of course, but my belief, I like to be in control over what we eat and what we don't eat. Oh, I got the fat removed, mostly, as you can see. And now I just check, or first thing I put this back in the bowl. And honestly, it is not that much labor intensive. yes, it takes some time, but I still prefer it over store-bought, very expensive treats for our doggy. So every once in a while I do that, and it lasts for a while. We only have one dog, a small one in moment, so it's not too bad. So let's check on the liver. Same thing. Same size slices. As you can see, nicely cut. And liver is not as fat. Heart is really fat, but liver is not too bad, so there's not much what I have to take off. Here and there a little piece, but that's about it. So mostly little pieces. And I don't see much more here in my bowl. Here's a little bit more, but that's about it. And like I said, all those pieces I cut off, I keep, I put them back in the freezer and use them later on when I make dog food. But as I can see, that's it for cutting. So I clean up a little bit now, get the trays from the freeze dryer, and then I show you what happens next. So let's get the trays loaded with the beef heart first. It's always like a puzzle, trying to get as much on one tray as possible, but not too much either, so it dries properly. But it works. So that was tray number 1. And then I have those little corners here. I put that back here so you can see. And then I can add the second one. Those are fantastic. You can stack your trays, and put them in your freezer. Doesn't take a lot of space. Instead of putting them side by side, easy to handle. I love it. And so I can prepare 3 batches at once because I have 3 sets of trays. And that of course is time saving. There I have missed some fat. I have to cut that off. So but back to the trays. Yeah, it is really great because this way you don't have to do it every day. You do it every 3 days or so, and you get a lot done at once. The corners. Another tray. But I think you got the idea. So I will finish this up and come back when I start with the liver. So now I'm gonna do the same thing with the liver. Just place it all on the trays. So now I have 1.5 trays left what I can fill with something, and I have some chicken hearts frozen, so I gonna go and get those and we'll process them and add to those trays so I can get the full batch finished and loaded for the freeze dryer. In the meantime, those trays go in the freezer to pre-freeze. So the freeze dryer is ready to be loaded. I have my trays right here beside me, and for the ones of you who have a freeze dryer or wanna buy one, I can only say those stackers here, the colored ones, are awesome. I love them. You can carry all your trays very easily when you put them in the freezer to pre-freeze them. It is so easy. I really like them. If you want to order some, I will leave some information on how to and where to in the comment section. But now let's get them loaded into the freeze dryer. So on this tray I have liver, and here on top I have lung, beef lung. So I decided not to use the chicken heart because I saw that I have so much lung, so I used that one to fill the half tray. And this is liver again, also going in. And another tray of the beef lung. And heart, that's beef heart. No. By the way, this was the heart. And this was liver again. Sorry for that. I mixed it all up. So, the cushion goes back in. Door closed, seal is perfect. Now all I have to do is close the drain pipe and hit continue. Something else I wanted to mention now that the machine is running, this is going to take a few hours because she is going through different cycles, and when everything is dry and ready to be taken out, I will show you what I do to storage my freeze-dried food, or in this case dog treats. I have different ways to do for long-term storage. I use Mylar bags, and then I use mason jars, and every once in a while I seal it in vacuum bags when I will not need to store it for long term. One last word on those stackers. I wanted to show you a close-up of them. This is how they look like. As far as I know, you even can put them in a dishwasher. I really like them. It makes preparing and handling the trays so much more easier. And like I said, info will be in the comment section. I will see you in a few hours when the machine is ready. So the freeze dryer is ready. It took a little bit longer than 21 hours. I would say let's check and see what we have produced. Have to open the drain pipe, release the vacuum, otherwise I can't get open the door, of course not. Here we go. Well, that looks good. So, the liver. Here's the liver. That looks not bad. That's the beef heart, big chunks. but they look pretty good too. Let's put them back in. And the beef heart. Everything looks pretty well done. And one more thing is the mixed tray of liver and lung. Okay, let's do one tray after another so they don't start hydrating before I finish packing up the first one. I will move the camera so I can show you better what I've been doing. I have the tray with the lamb liver and beef heart here, and also the beef lung. So I want to show you. Look at that. It's all dry. It's all perfect. Sorry, my lighting here in the room is really not the best for filming, so I have a shadow, but I try to show you as best as I can. So I have a mylar bag here. I labeled it, and this one is going to be for long-term storage. And I just show you the lung as well. This is how it looks like. It's all crunchy and very well done. So I wanna mix those in this one mylar bag, some of each. Oh, by the way, this is the liver. It looks very good too. So very easy, just getting it in the mylar bag. But I don't want to bother you and bore you with me packing everything in the bags. So I will be back and show you how I seal those bags when I filled them all up. So everything is packed. Vacuum sealer bag, mason jar, and mylar bag. So what I need is oxygen absorbers. And I keep them in the mason jar, and it's always hard to open it. Here we go. And one is going into the vacuum sealer bag, even so it might not be necessary, but I like to do it, and one in the mylar. In the mason jar I don't put one in because this is what she is going to eat within the next couple of weeks anyway. So, or maybe 3 weeks or so. I have this nice food saver attachment for mason jars because you have to seal the oxygen absorbers as soon as possible because they activate very quick, and yes, of course you don't want to get you need to, and you don't want to lose all the other one what you have left. Sealing them quickly is always a good idea, and I find this system works really well. So I just have to wait. And now, see, the lid is really tight. Works perfect. Same thing I gonna do with the mason jar. I just gonna put the vacuum on, and that's just fine. It will just last for a long time. Not as long as the mylar bag, of course, but it does the job for a couple months or longer. Here we go. Here we go. I know many people use the freeze dryer as well to vacuum seal mason jars, and I tried it and it really works. But the problem I have with it is, what do I do in the meantime while my freeze dryer is defrosting? So this way it works quite a bit faster, I think. So now let's do the vacuum seal bag. I have to turn it on very quick. Here we go. And then when I open this up, I cut it really tight to the seal line, like really right here, and then I can reseal it again. And usually I do a double line, and I will do that later because I also wanted to show you how to seal the mylar bag. There's a different sealer for it. So, and the important thing is to have no wrinkles in there. So you don't want to overfill your bags, because then it won't work. And you will have a wrinkle in there. But you see, it's all sealed, it's all closed. And I do a double line as well. And this should be good for years. Here you have it. Freeze-dried raw dog treats. Perfect. Healthy, delicious, crunchy. I think it is delicious. At least Pebbles always looks like it is delicious. So I hope this video is of some information for you. If you don't have a freeze dryer, you of course can dehydrate your treats in a dehydrator or your oven. The only difference is the storage time. With the freeze dryer, you can store it for way longer than when it is dehydrated. But honestly, it probably won't last that long that you need it for 25 years or so. Anyway, if you liked the video, please give me a thumbs up. I have planned more videos on dog treats and recipes, how to make them. So if you don't want to miss out on those, please hit the subscribe button and the bell so you get notified when they are uploaded. That's about it. Thank you very much for watching. Have a wonderful day, and I hope I'm gonna see you soon again.